What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Planted by Ear. I am your host, Rodrick Fox, and I want you to take this moment right now before we do anything else. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and like it. We want you to comment. Look, I think it's going to be another amazing show because we have a special guest. And y'all, we're in this special time of year where we're getting ready to celebrate, getting ready to spend a little money. So I got my good friend here. He's a songwriter, one of the most prolific songwriters I know, an amazing vocalist, amazing artist. He's a worship leader. Look, I'm gonna let him explain a lot of that. But welcome, family. I want y'all to help me welcome my good friend Joseph Moore.
Man, thanks for having me. Played by ear, yeah.
Planted by ear. Joseph Moore the third, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. So listen, man, I'm so glad you're here. And we got a good bit we want to kind of jump into. So I'm going to jump into it. My first question is always for my guests. I want to introduce them to our audience. So the first question is always going to be, who is Joseph Moore? Like somebody don't know you, how would you explain yourself? Who is Joseph?
First off, I am this is very important, y'all. I'm a dad joke connoisseur. I love dad jokes.
You got to give us a few before we go.
Okay, I can't. Let me think. But man, I'm a person I'm a family man.
Yeah.
Got a boy, a girl, 20-year-old, 15-year-old. Yeah. So we done. We ain't no diapers or nothing like that. So, I've been married for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
I say 20 plus years. Please forgive me. I always get them. Yes.
Look, don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Don't get in trouble.
Get in trouble on national interwebs.
Right.
But and this is one of my favorite times of the year because we actually got married December 26th. So
wow.
Yeah, after Christmas, that's when we don't take many vacations summer or anything like that. We take this time because we're both in education.
Yeah,
we got that good 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we find us something to do around that time, and just you probably tell I'm a family man, and I love spending time with family. I have been writing since 12, and started writing a few children's stories when I was in high school. Right. And
you're author too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I got a few little books out there. If you search my name up, you'll find them out.
Google him.
Google me.
Yeah.
But so writing, singing, and I do a lot of different kinds of things, music, and although I that's my main thing is leading worship, writing gospel. I've written songs for mainly for L. Spencer Smith and Testament, our church, which is my church, Impact Nation. We had a choir album out there. I think it's still out there.
Yeah.
Wrote a few songs on there, and I've been blessed to write for Myron Butler.
Yeah.
Did some little background for Ruben Studdard on it was a Time Life album a long time ago. Oof. But God has just blessed me to have some of those credits out there. But man, I just like writing it. Hooked up with this man here, the maestro himself. And we got this little Christmas joint out, and he just put some life to it.
Hey, we're gonna get to that. Look, man, I was just sitting here thinking, just listening to you. Man, you are like the definition of a creative. I mean, your hands kind of in so many different things. And one of the purposes of this show is to really highlight that. I would hope to bring, I'm not going to say awareness to the community because I think that's already there, but we just need more outlets, outside of music, outside of, we got arts, we got poetry, we got, book reading. Like there's so many things that includes what all we do, and you definitely do all of that, man. Right. So I'm excited to have you here, man. Probably over the last year or two, we've definitely done a lot more, man. I consider you more like a brother now because I just hit you up. I hit him up, man, like in March. And I was like, hey, I'm bumping this Christmas music. It's crazy. But listen, I want to jump in here, man. I kind of like to do a thing. We try to talk about, your past, present, future. Yeah. So how did all this begin? Where did it start? Like what kind of, where were you when these things just started?
Man.
You knew it was a thing. When did that kind of happen?
So the time that I did have with my dad, we were estranged, but the times that I did spend with him when I was a baby. Now I didn't remember. I was told this. Yeah. So I gotta start here.
Right.
Is this is a safety precaution, but he used to drive with me in his lap. You're not supposed to do that.
No, you can't do that these days.
Big Cadillacs and all that stuff. Yeah. And so he said that I had to control. Now, wait for it, young people, the 8-track. I had to control. I don't know if you remember the 8-tracks that you could put a cassette in, because all they had was an 8-track, and you push it in, fast forward. Yeah. And so he said I had to control that. My dad had all this music, and he said it started there. He said I had to control it. If he was playing something I didn't like, I pull it out.
Wow.
And so I was into music. But where I remember is my mom had this big, it looked like a dresser. It was a record player.
Yeah.
And so on the side, it was like a shelf, and she had my favorite Earth, Wind and Fire.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
That's where she had all of them, all those albums. Yeah. She had Funkadelic, George Clinton, Ramsey Lewis. And so Ramsey, she had a few albums from Ramsey, and I remember those were like my favorite. Herbie Hancock, I could just go on and on. But that Earth, Wind and Fire was like one of my favorite, and so I would play that all day.
Right.
Every day. Right. I play when I come from school, summertime. I just sat in front of that record player, and I played all those albums.
Yeah.
And so I got my cousin John Jackson. You got to put that from THEE. The John Jackson.
Shout out to John.
Shout out to John, man. And we just started writing. He played. Play
is probably a little minimizing what he actually really does. But go ahead.
It does, because let me tell you, this guy, they say he jumped in his mom's lap while she was playing.
That's so fun.
And one day he just got on there and started playing. And so he was playing, it was more in the gospel and the quartet. I still love quartet. Yeah. That's at the top of the list.
Hey, that's where I started, man.
That's where I started.
That's where I started. So, shout out to that, man.
Yeah. So, because I dabble in the drums. I gave it to my son, though. Yeah. But and I just started writing these. I think my first song was "The Lord will lift you up. The Lord will lift you up. He will lift you up. He will lift you up." Right. So started right there, and I read a lot of literature and a lot of poetry, and so that's when I started writing kind of poetry, getting serious about it, then studying your John B. Key and Andre Crouch.
Right.
Crouch,
Greats.
John B. Key, the Greats, and Prince, like one of my favorite.
Yes.
I love writing. one of the things that we said was, man, when they go right, let's just go left. So I write, if they're gonna say I love you, I'm gonna try to think of something a different way to say it. But
so I'm jumping in, man. I done got 3 thoughts. I'm gonna try to keep track of them. So the Prince thing, didn't you write for Bishop Smith on the first solo project?
I did. I wrote Sanctuary.
That's it, which is kind of like the Prince song on there.
Yeah.
So that's what made me think of that. Okay.
Yeah. I wrote Sanctuary. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And what happened was I had it, already tracked out and all that stuff. And he was looking for some. I said, man, I think I got a praise type song for you. And I sent it to him. The rest is history.
Okay.
He rolled with it. They did their thing with it. So. Yeah.
Man. And, I jump back to this thought before I forget it. You was talking about riding your dad's lap. Man, when I was little, you know, man, that was just common.
It was
like riding on the back of the truck,
riding on the back of the truck.
all
It
that kind
was dangerous,
of
y'all.
stuff. Yeah, it was dangerous.
The Lord
but
was with us.
isn't that like illegal now?
It is illegal. It should have been illegal then.
Man, I
No
mean,
seatbelt.
but you know, seriously, that was like the highlight. Like all the cousins jump on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Because you know you don't have bucket seats. You had one long seat.
One air man, you know.
And so it was me. And at that time, brother was in the middle, like, there's a back seat. Nobody gonna jump in the back seat. Everybody on the front.
Man,
and
that's crazy.
And he said, when I got too old, I wasn't in the lap. And, you know, it was replaced by my brother. And but I was in his lap. I controlled the radio.
And then the other thing you said, I think, well, I know I ain't gonna say everybody. We had that dresser record player.
That
was like it was a fixture. Record player in the middle, you had the big tall speakers on the side, a little cabinet, man. And just remember that. I remember, man, I grew up quartet. I'm telling this story. My dad had the Mighty Clouds Joy Cloudburst album, which was like, and I broke it.
Oh, boy.
I think I stepped on it. I mean, and literally they came to Meridian years later. I mean, like years. And I bought the CD. He gave it to him. It was not the same.
I know it wasn't the same.
But man, just like, and what I'm hearing you saying, like just being surrounded by all that music, like
I mean,
that's important at that
age. It is. It brought it out, and so I always wonder because like what I know. My dad has passed, but we did get a relationship. Right. That's for another show. But what I did learn was he was into music. Yeah. He played the bass a little bit, and he sang. So we had a group called the Mighty Disciples. I know you.
Wait a minute. Your dad played what now?
He played bass a little bit. He didn't play.
Oh, for the group. Okay.
He played for the group.
Okay.
When they first started their very first practice, he was there. My mom was there. They was like, because he used to tell me, he's like, man, I think everybody in. I'm from Louisville, Mississippi. I think everybody in Louisville has been a part of the Mighty Disciple. He said, I was. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah. And so this is what these are stories that I had like when I was older, when I was grown with kids. He would tell me, man, and I sang with him. I said, I played bass a little bit. Now I know what you getting at. No.
I remember the guy I remember the guy.
It. Yeah. But he never played like when they started, he had to work. And he said he couldn't. But I didn't know he liked that. And my dad was an artist. He could draw really well and everything. So my mom was telling me, yeah, man, that's all in your family. I knew you was gonna do something. Music, arts, or something like that.
Now, this is becoming a common question on this show. So you start off playing. A lot of us have the same kind of background, especially in this area. When you got to middle school, high school, were you in the band?
So there's an interesting story with this. So I don't know, if you're from Mississippi, you probably know Louisville, and then that little bitty town before you get to Philadelphia. Everybody probably know it was Silver Star. But before you get
Golden Moon.
Yeah, Golden Moon, all that. But there was a little bitty town called Noxapater, little bitty town. Yeah. So my mom worked there. So we went to school all the way up to 7th grade until I said, hey, I want to go to my hometown school. Right. And she was like, okay, well, that's fine. You catch the bus. She's still working Noxapater. And so, long story short, when I got there, he would not let me in the band. In 7th grade, he's like, well, we start them at 6th and 7th, and so I can't really let you in. I'm like, I'm not even in high school. Yeah. So I started school there in 8th grade.
Okay.
And he's like, well, but I was like, can you just get me ready? I don't have to play on the field. I don't have to. Well, they didn't play on the field, but I don't have to play when y'all perform or anything. I just want to.
So you wanted to be a part of it?
I wanted to be a part of the band. Never was a part of the band. So I went football.
The reason why I asked that because it's like this is my personal belief. There's a correlation between church musicians, especially when they start early, and band. Most of them do not go to the band. And I think it's because by that age, 12, 13, 14, most of us were playing.
So I was.
Right.
I was playing for a few choirs, but I was playing drums.
Right.
So at that time, I was like, no worry, I'll play football. I did want to get in the band for the scholarship portion. I was like,
so you
let me
thinking
start.
ahead.
I was thinking college love. Look, now I don't know if it was more so that or Louisville, small town. I got to get out of here. I am going to college.
Right. Yeah.
So that's it. Just didn't.
Wow, man. I just wonder, like I said, you see so many amazing musicians, in particular, that skip the whole band experience. I know a friend of mine, he got in, and I just think it benefits you so much that you don't see it then, but you see it later. Presents you with more opportunities to do so many other different things.
It does. Now with my cousin John, he got a scholarship because he played with the Euphonium. I can't think of the name. Yeah. And that's how he got his scholarship band, and that's what I was looking at.
Right. Is he older than you?
No, we're the same age.
Okay.
Yeah, we're the same age, man. But he. I wish I would have got in it because I hear, but I don't play. I got to learn my notes a little bit better. I think it would have helped me out.
Okay. So you said, man, I got to get out of Louisville.
Yes.
So when you graduate, what happens after that?
So I went to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Southern Miss.
Shout out Golden Eagles, I guess.
Golden Eagles. Yeah. I mean, I like. Are you Mississippi State?
I am.
Oh, well, I mean, y'all D1. I mean, I guess we are too, but
y'all conference, but you
it's conference, yeah.
SEC.
They don't. Yes.
Go ahead.
Now, I ain't gonna get into that.
We don't do it.
I'm more a Jackson State fan.
Okay.
But all the
go Tigers.
And that's because something happened with Jackson State. I really wanted to go to Jackson State, but ended up at Southern Miss. But man, I had a time down there.
I bet.
Yeah, shout out. Yes,
you did. Everybody I know had a time down there.
Had a time. New Orleans is right down the road.
Had a good time with one of those .75 GPAs.
That's what it. Yeah, you were right on.
A great time. Yeah.
Actually, you're wrong. Though.
Yeah.
It was a 1.4.
Whoa.
Let me get it right. Too much.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. The normal didn't get me. You had Michael Minor was down there. The late Michael Temple.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike.
Shout out Mike. That was my mentor.
Yeah.
I mean Mike. Louisville he was from Starkville. We played together.
Mike has been a mentor to so many, and like he don't even know that.
Yeah, he's an unsung musician.
Yeah.
The story of Michael, not really. Unsung, but. And that got me in trouble shedding all the time. Going to practices and skipping class.
Yes.
But it's not their fault though. It's not their fault.
Hey, look.
But it was a lot of musicians, and then you could go to Jackson.
Yeah.
And boom, there are more musicians there. So, end up at Southern Miss.
So Southern Miss, you come from Southern Miss, okay? Were you ever living here?
I was. Yeah, my wife and I. My wife is from here.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have known that, but I didn't know that.
She is from the area, born and raised in Meridian.
Wow.
Yep. And so we made our way back.
Here,
lived here for about 5 years.
Okay. I remember I always wanted. I thought you was here for a quick minute. So you do that after Meridian.
So we were.
We're trying to get there now. We're trying to get there slowly.
So we were trying to go to Atlanta and all these places. Yeah. And really the Lord called us to Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
And we went to my church now under Bishop L. Spencer Smith.
Shout out to the bishop.
Shout out to the bishop. Now that's THEE as well. Yeah. Very prolific songwriter, could play. Can preach, teach.
Listen,
I don't know.
If
I told him he got to have a different Bible than any of us because the stuff he sees. Right. But anyway, and it was really him being a musician, songwriter, really attracted me to his church. And, you know, we've been there for 20 years.
Wow, man.
Yes.
Listen, I don't know.
In Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm sorry, I didn't say.
I don't know if Bishop see this, but when he put up a post on Facebook, I grab a dictionary. Because I'm going to have to code. Okay, hold up, stop. Oh, okay. And then, yeah, man, he has such a like I said, unique way of expressing himself,
Yes.
you know, with intention too.
Yes.
So yeah,
A very expansive vocabulary.
very.
And he don't just use words, just big words. He knows where to put them, and you like, man, that goes there.
Right. Is he an English major or something?
Nope. Music major.
Okay.
He was a music teacher before he started pastoring in Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you get there, man. You've been there. You know, Bishop Smith. For those, L. Spencer Smith is, I guess, what you know him as an artist. He had Testament Choir. Me and Scotty was talking about this. Like, man, that I don't know if it was the first album. Might have been a Simon one. Like with the inner man, it was so far ahead of his time. And you know, with the learning that music, and then he came out, you know, second album. Then he did his solo thing. So where were you kind of in that space?
All right, so man, I was working, like even when we were in even when my wife and I, when we were in Hattiesburg and we stayed there for a minute, even in Meridian, I was working closely with my cousin.
Okay.
Just kind of
because John was there.
He was there.
Yeah,
yes. He went to Stillman College.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
Graduated at Stillman. So
okay, makes sense.
And man, we were working close together, getting songs and stuff. You know, like, man, you think this will work? You think this will work? And I'm not the type to kind of just push out whatever. So the first album I didn't get on. I gave him like 3 or 4 or whatever, and it just didn't make the cut.
Right.
And so, man, we have so much like just in songs and stories.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the Statement album is I got Right Here, a song called Right Here.
Okay.
On there.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so he's like, man, I need one to kind of close it out, blah blah blah. And so I was like, hey, I'm working on this. My thing is this, like, when inspiration strike, you should know this.
Yeah.
And I thank God for the iPhone because it makes it easier. Because what I used to do is either record it on at that flip, I record it on there, and you know, wasn't much space.
Yeah.
Or I would just pull over and just write down whenever inspiration
had hit at that moment. And see, that's a I guess a luxury that technology has afforded now.
Yes.
As opposed, think about how you like all that stuff you had to go to just to capture an idea.
Yes.
Like friends of mine, or you know, people who ask me like, what software do I use or stuff like that. I said, man, I use what I use. I try to use something that I ain't got to think about. If I got to be thinking about how to work it and doing like this, I'm gonna lose my how I'm moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want to hit record or whatever I need to do just to get it out.
Yes, and that's what I do. I have so many notes, so many voice memos,
probably notebooks and stuff.
Notebooks all over. And see, I
forget what notebook you wrote that part in.
I did.
And all that kind of stuff.
And sometimes the crazy thing is though, is I'll remember the song, you know, Bishop or another one of my songwriting friends now, Romel Gibson.
Romel. Shout out Romel.
Yeah.
Man, he's
great,
incredible.
Awesome songwriter. Man, listen.
Incredible.
And so he'd be like, man, you remember that song XYZ blah blah blah? And I'd be like, I gotta go find that. And I remember, sometimes I remember what notebook I put it in. Because I use those old school Mead with the black and white on, and I write on there.
Okay.
And so yeah, man, you know, I got a few albums on the text.
You said albums.
Oh Lord, I said albums.
Not songs.
Few records.
Yeah,
my bad. I'm thinking albums.
You got a plethora of songs.
And so I got a few songs on the Testament, and then we were just kind of working together and all that stuff, kind of writing, putting stuff out there.
That leads me perfectly into this question.
Okay.
What is your creative writing, whatever process? Like, what is there something that you know, maybe it's not sacred or something that you can't
it's
share?
Not sacred. It's it's not. So because it's weird. So it's just whenever it hit.
Yeah.
Now when I'm trying to, when someone says I need this,
right.
my first thing that I do is I will go research the topic,
right?
Kind of read on it. Say like they want something about. I'm trying to think of someone did hit me. I love, but hey, I want you to talk about breaking up or something like that. And so I'll just kind of research. Before the internet, I used to just pull out a dictionary and I look up the word breakup, or I look up the word love, and just find synonyms and things of that nature until inspiration hits me.
Right.
And like boom.
So you kind of research it until you just get in a vein of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or quotes.
Okay.
I'm a lover of like different quotes, and I look up a quote and I'm like, oh man, okay, I think I can write around that.
Right. I heard PJ Morton say that one time. He was talking about let go. Mm-hmm. And he's like, man, that's something I try to take familiar phrases and just use that, because he said we always say that, let go, let God.
Yeah.
So just doing that. So that's pretty.
Yeah. And
smart actually.
And so and to be honest, listen, if you are a songwriter or a creator like that, because I'm 46, I have been been writing for a while.
Right.
So a lot of stuff I really don't have to kind of research.
Right.
So it's like you hit me up with ideas, I can go to a note or something like that, and then what I do is take pieces of it.
Right.
Like there were songs that I just wrote out and like, man, just wrote, this is gonna sound nice, blah blah blah, and I always tell my wife and others, look, every song is up for sale, quote unquote. Yeah, hey. Like I'm not stuck with any song.
Right.
So if I wrote something, I'm like, man, this sounds great for me.
Yeah.
Now if PJ come a calling and say, man, I want XYZ, I will pull out pieces of songs that I've recorded on my in my studio, my little bitty makeshift studio. It's not for me. I'll just I'll pull a piece there, or it's a vamp here, or a chorus, or something. Okay. Yeah. And so I say keep whenever inspiration, do not just say, man, that sounded great. I'll do that when I get home. I write it down or sing it out. You will not remember.
Yeah, take advantage of it. And it's more of a feeling. It's kind of capture the feeling too.
Yeah.
So that leads us kind of where are you now? Like what are you doing? You've kind of progressed, through these things and getting to that. I'm sure, and I know we talk often. Mm-hmm. If I got a Psalms, I'm like, hey, what you think about this? You got anything? So, and I'm sure Bishop Smith has been very influential.
Yes.
To where you are. So where are you now? What are you trying to move into? What are your plans? What are your goals?
Well, I want to. Man, I just keep writing.
Yeah.
For me, I would love to before I get older, it maybe just do some nice little live set. I'm saying jazz is one of my first loves.
Oh yeah.
But it's a different type of jazz. I don't know. I call it different, but I love the sound and the feel of jazz. I would love to kind of do like a little nice jazz set.
Yeah.
Put it out there
and just do.
And just roll with that. I'm always writing. I'm always thinking about doing kind of different ideas. I like, they call me. I wrote a few jingles and commercials as well. Yeah. But I guess that's one of the things I would love to do is just kind of see what I do myself.
Okay. So listen, I'm gonna ask this question. I've never asked this before because it's kind of, and if you don't have to answer if you want to, but I know you. I would say I know you, and I know like your intent. You just love doing it, and I do as well. But do you have goals of like winning awards? Is that a thing for you? I'm not saying that's something you just I gotta do this, but is that something?
Man, I'm telling you, it would be nice to. Yeah. I would love to. I ain't gonna turn it down.
Yes.
I would more so like, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be very honest.
Okay.
I would more so love to see that platinum record
Right.
sitting in my I really would like that more than just in the Grammy or whatever. I would love to see that platinum record. But if I don't get it, I'm
right.
okay.
I got you, man. I got you.
One of the things I really would love is for when I'm gone, for them to say like they say about, I'm sure y'all know this guy named Carlos Moody, Lord, I'm available.
Yeah.
They still sing his songs. That's what I want.
Right.
I
want
want people.
That live forever.
You're like, man, y'all, Joseph Moore. Oh, y'all don't know, but he. Yeah. If that happens.
Yeah.
But he
timeless music. You know.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. That's a goal. The power of a song is, and I'm gonna jump out here. We talk a lot. And I'm gonna ask you a question about this in just a second, but matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you a question now so I can lead into that. Yeah. What do you think is different now than maybe when you first really got into it? I'm talking about maybe after high school when you really like it became a passion. What do you see different in like the industry, even the ministry of music? Like what do you see differently?
Oh, I think it's the awards and the money and the platinum
accolades,
the accolades.
Yes.
So we try to sound like everybody else. The authenticity is gone.
It's gone. Let me just say this. I'm gonna come back because I forgot it. Go ahead.
But everybody wants to sound like somebody else.
Right.
And
why do you think that is though? Like let me ask you this, okay? Do you think that's the artists want to do that themselves, or is more pushed? Like, okay, this is the formula that works for a hit. You got to do this. Like from the executive.
That's it right there.
You think that's what it is?
Yes, because I've been in some of those rooms.
Right.
And I don't think we're gonna go with that. With this, like, and so I relegate because I was like, my mind. I told him it doesn't work like that. I can't write a hit record.
Right.
Or what
I heard Warren Campbell say that. I can't write. Like I can't do that. They want him to write another Shackles. Like, I can't do that.
I can't. No.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't see Prince or Michael Jackson. Yeah. The greats do that.
Yeah, but and I say this too, and I'm jumping around here, and I don't even know if it makes sense. I think it's a problem. A need. We need creatives in those executive positions.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's one of my goals. Like I want to be a person that can advocate for the creatives because a perfect example of that, a modern perfect example of that is PJ. Oh. You can say whatever you want to say about him. He has become successful doing it his way. His way. And as any creative, that's what you want. You want the independence to be able to control your narrative. Yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes. And I'm sure he talks about all the time. He's turned down this or said he wrote a song about it. You know, y'all trying to box me in basically. And
I'll say this for the artist, I get it. You really just want to create art, right. And so if I gotta sing a nursery rhyme on whatever, I want to sing. Right.
And I get it. You want to make some money.
You want to make some money. You want to
live. You know, so
I don't want to go do XYZ. I know that I was created to sing or play. So, hey, if I gotta go boo 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 or whatever, I'll do it.
And I talked to a friend of mine who's kind of in the industry, and he said that like it's almost like survival mode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't want to do it. And I think the answer to being successful is to be unique.
Yes.
Like, you know, which I remember a question, you don't have no groups. Like not secular. Like secular, you don't have any groups hardly. You got everybody solo artists.
Yeah.
So like
you see that on the gospel side
too, right?
No, you don't have a lot of choirs.
Yeah,
you do, but they're not on the.
They're
stage.
Not mainstream.
They're not mainstream. Right. Yeah. It's more the praising or solo.
You have no groups, man.
You really ain't got no
like commission and like man. And it what's crazy about all of that is the people now talk about how those people influence them. Yet we don't have any like example of that now. So who's going to inspire next? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work?
They have, and then now they got to show up to be inspired. There are some out there, you, myself, that can inspire that. you know, I and I said, y'all had to be willing to listen.
Yeah, definitely.
You do.
Now that's a whole another episode about the. You know, it's a saying, I say it all the time. It says, when the student is ready to learn, the teacher will appear.
Yes.
And that's something I actually live by. You know, just when you're ready, opportunities will really show up for you.
But I will say this for the artists and all this that's in there, the young ones, music does go in cycles.
It does.
Eventually, you're going to get back to that, okay, I want to hear something with more substance. And you won't be able to produce it because you've been sitting. You know, as what on the Cosby Show it said, you've been sitting with that steak on a garbage pail.
That's another quote I live by.
So you don't know how to write inspirational and write deeper when it comes back around, because it will.
It will. It will. And I think, like I said, I want to be I'm one person. I don't even know how far my influence will reach, but I'm going to continue to try to push for like the depth of it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Everybody don't want to hear a deep song. I don't want to hear a deep song all the time.
All the time, right.
But there is a need. You know, everybody got a song or a moment or a movie or a book that just really puts you in a place to maybe even pivot in life or something like that. You know, things like that. I just wonder, you know, from your perspective, how did things different? You know, it's just, and like you say about the depth. Look, I don't want to get because I will talk about music all day, and I know we're on the time limit. It's the depth of, okay, so like as I told you, I don't play or whatever, but I try to stick close as I can to music theory, to the rules of it,
and that's one of the issues so you don't have creatives that know, and you don't have people in executive that know that if you say, is that C or is that I don't. What are you talking about? Oh, the keys on it. Is that the black key or the white key? That's a problem.
That's right, and that's why I said we gotta feel. You know, and I'm gonna just jump here real quick, and I'm gonna jump right back. You know, we talk about the state of society and politics, but we rarely have people that want to move in those areas to help make that change. So it's kind of pointless to me, and I'm just one person. Don't talk to me about what need to change if you're not wanting to be. If you don't like the way laws are, run for office. Do something. Get on the school board. Get on the council board. You know, people complain. I mean, by everything. But then you say, okay, man, you know, we got too many homeless people. Okay, well, we're gonna show up. We're gonna serve food. I ain't gonna do it. Like, what?
I ain't got to. I don't know if I can.
Like, what's the problem? So, like, I hate. That's why for me, I don't really talk bad about the younger generation, because I feel like that's our responsibility to be the guide or be what helped them. We can't talk about what they either gonna do, what they learn or what they didn't learn. You know, that's all. So we could do better with that.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, man. It's just, anyway, jump back. All right, we're gonna jump into this game, man. So, like I said, man, we could talk forever because my brain is spinning right now. But I do like to do this game, and I don't even got a name for it right now. So, if you got a name for this game, put in the comments, and I send you a gift card to Chick-fil-A or something. I don't know. But anyways, whatever first come to your mind. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. Whatever come to mind, you know, just kind of spur of the moment.
Gotcha.
Off the dome. Okay. Favorite song to sing?
Lord, y'all don't judge me. How does it feel? So I'm a D'Angelo.
Okay.
Fan.
Yes. Okay.
I went to go see him in
was Kansas City?
Kansas City.
Man.
Yeah.
You didn't go live, but like you did a clip before. I was like, ugh. Yeah.
It's just, look, I know what the song mean, y'all. I know what it mean. I mean, you know, breathe, but
we grown.
That thing so churchy.
Man, listen. It is so. Have you seen? And I think it was around the 2015, 2018 years when he was doing it, and he would play, and each band member would walk off.
That's what he did at the. That's what he did at the concert.
Man, that is.
Because I mean, they were. How does it feel?
Yeah.
How does it feel? And so he came back. He had changed the little hat out.
Yeah.
And he jumped on there, and it was just dead silent.
Yeah.
Boom.
Man, that is a song. Yeah.
Dude, and they went crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know I'm asking you questions, but not Untitled, that's the name of the song.
Yeah, that's the name of the song. Untitled.
Voodoo is my favorite album.
It's my favorite band, yeah.
All time.
Yeah.
And for several reasons. But anyway, back out of there. All right, so what's your favorite song? Not to sing, just favorite song, period.
Whew.
They said, how does it
Lord.
feel?
Yeah, how does it feel? Untitled. My favorite song, period, is, Lord, man, I got so many by Prince. I can't even.
Come on, man, you gotta give me one. Just give me one. Just give me something. First thing pop in mind.
It is. I actually like. Man, it's the whole Musicology album. I can't pick one.
Yeah. Just give me one. Just a favorite song.
I guess because it. Look, here's a theme here. Y'all gonna be like, something wrong with this dude. Yeah. The other one called "Sleep on the Couch." That's a good one by Prince on Musicology.
Okay.
Because it sounds. Man,
Musicology.
That album still did numbers.
It's a unicorn.
It is.
It is. Just it
and
is.
so don't let me sleep on the couch.
You know they had took it off.
Yeah, they did
for a minute. It's back though now.
Yeah, but see, listen, I got the CD.
Yeah, man, Scotty Brown. Shout out to Scotty, man. Let me hear that album, man. That I know that was what 2006, 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Oh, listen. So I think it's that one, but I mean, I have so.
We'll go with that. Sleep on the Couch.
So
all right. Most popular song. What you think the most popular song is? Like just.
Man, off the top of my head, September, because that's all I hear all the time.
Okay. Favorite artist.
Favorite artist is D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
I'm gonna put a slash on this. It's alive, dead and alive. Mm-hmm. Prince, D'Angelo.
Prince D'Angelo. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know, fun fact, Voodoo is like a tribute album to Prince?
Now, I did not know that. Yeah. And I thought I knew a lot about it because
it's
looked at all
like,
kind of documentaries.
And Prince wasn't too happy about that record. Like, man, I'm gonna send it to you. It's a story Questlove was talking about.
Wow.
Yeah, he kind of, he didn't, the stories I've heard about him, he was kind of taking little shots at you and stuff like that. He invited them when they was on tour to his house. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you, man. All right, so let's see it. Okay, if you were not doing music, what would you be doing?
If I were not doing music, I would be in like this media.
Media.
Sometimes, yeah.
Man, I love media. I love media. I be having these ideas. I be asking them. I be like, hey, what you think, man? Can we if I jump off the building,
it's
like,
a crazy
don't
thing.
do that.
It's a great thing. That's where my daughter wants to go into.
Oh, really?
And that was just, she started music kind of writing, stuff like that. But she said, I don't think I want to do that. I want to be behind the camera. I want to do production.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
She's taking up that mental, if you
will. Best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice I've ever been given. Oof. I'm gonna tell you the best advice I've ever been given is so setting the scene. I was when I had to sing, and man, I've always had this high voice. It mellowed out, but I used to could sing real high. Mm-hmm. Used to could sing. I'm from Louisville.
Used to could
sing, and man, someone told me, hey, you're gonna do some great things. He said, look, don't take this personal, and that sticks with me. I know that is like simple, but man, don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Do not, because if you do, other people's insecurities will be yours. Man,
you see so many people get consumed by that.
Yeah, and so
they man, they trying to outperform me. They might be. you still got to perform.
Yeah, it is what it is with me. Now it used to bug me.
Yeah,
but how I take it in myself, I was like, hey, I'll take the criticism. Mm. Okay, if they're a hater, whatever they are, it is what it is. I'll take the criticism and get better.
Yeah,
because most of the time, some people that sit and criticize, that's what they're still doing.
Right. My pastor, Bishop LeBaron Hedgeman, said something in a sermon years ago, and it stuck out with me. He said, haters are good because they will make you aware of the things you need to work on.
Yes.
So some even though they hating, sometimes like, well, man, you messed the XYZ up. And sometimes you did. So it's something you need to work on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Most memorable moment.
Most memorable moment
in your music career.
In my music career.
Yeah, music.
So, man, I'm gonna tell you, the most memorable moment was seeing the Christmas song on iTunes. That was the most memorable moment because, like I said, I've done with other people, and I mean, I don't have many credits out there, but seeing something that I have done, worked on, that was very memorable to me. Yeah.
Okay. Most craziest story. I'm kind of nervous about asking this question,
man.
But go ahead, give me your craziest story that you can share.
Craziest story, Lord. I got a bunch of them. Lord, I can't. My mind be blank right now about that. Craziest story. Oh, this is great. So I'm gonna keep all the players of this anonymous. And this is crazy to me. I got a lot of them, but this is crazy to me. Man, I was singing at a wake, and I'm singing a song
at a wake.
At a wake.
Okay.
And I'm singing a song, and I said, and what's crazy about it, I said, Lord, I lift your name on high, and I couldn't hit it. I said, and I said, and all I could think of was a Jamie Foxx episode where you probably where this dude, the artist, was baby haired. He was like,
yeah,
my voice. I was like, oh God, that was crazy to me because it's just like we got the body right there.
I got a crazy funeral singing story, and I will never share it. But anyway, okay, what would you say your biggest accomplishment is?
Biggest accomplishment is, again, man, the Christmas album. Because like I had people who are so shout out to my wife, man. My wife is like
shout out
to Shawanda Moore. I'm gonna call her name.
Call her name.
So she will, I mean, without me even thinking, she will just send it to different people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That she knows.
See
that are big in the industry.
Yeah.
And so to get those text messages back.
Yeah, man.
And she just anything I do, she's there to support.
Man.
She slept on some couches.
Man, listen. That's
during studio sessions.
I got you.
And man, and so she sent it out and to get it back, like wow, man, this they're like, listen, I can hear this XYZ. I can hear this.
Man.
I'm gonna try to send this to them and blah blah blah. And it was just like, wow.
Dope. I remember I let some friends hear it, and he was like, "This is a real Christmas song." I'm like, what is? So yeah, man, just to be proud of.
Yeah.
So man, with all that being said, wrapping up this interview, what is next for Joseph Moore? What you got? What you got up your sleeve? A book, a sitcom?
So I am working on a book. I do have a book out there. It's a devotional. It's just called Springforth.
Okay. Wait a minute though. You got another book.
And I do have. It's a very short story. It's called I'll See You in the Winter.
Yeah.
It is a play on the seasons, and there's one season that they're not supposed to interact with humans, and season named Elliot.
We're gonna post all this, man, because you holding back.
He wants to interact with this young lady, so he begins to write poetry to her, and the guy named Winter or whatever, I forgot the name, but it's in the book. Yeah. Jack Winters, I think is his name. He does it. He's like, hey, you can't do that, and he ends up killing the guy, and that's where he killing the seasoned Elliot, and that's where I got I'll see you in the winter because he dies in the winter. You got to read it.
Read it.
Yeah,
we're gonna
nice little.
We can put it in the description.
Story.
Yeah. So you got that coming. New book, new project, new music.
New music. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Which camera? Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Man. Listen, it's so much we could talk about, man. I do want to stop this.
Because we're brothers, we'll go all day.
Yeah.
But
I do want to jump in here and shout out two things.
Mm-hmm.
The iEndure.
Shout out iEndure.
My guy, Shannon. Definitely want to support him. And secondly, man, I want you to name, I guess, or explain whatever you want to do, your fraternity. Because I know, because you kind of, when I actually thought that was I'm going to say it after you finish. Go ahead.
Shout out to Kappa Alpha Psi.
All right.
Kappa Alpha Psi, man.
I thought that was a Kappa sweater when I first saw it.
It wasn't. Now, I did wear that when we did WTOK.
Yeah.
Had one of my, it was called Frank Summers. Well, not my Frank Summers, it was my Kappa Alpha Psi foundation
man.
Sweater there.
Shout out to man. My first interview or the first show we did, I had an iEndure sweater. So man, we want to definitely support. You know, he's doing a big thing. So man, yeah. So lastly, two last questions. Somebody they feel a gift or a calling to songwriting, artistry. You know, maybe, and I think this is important too. And I don't know if you would classify yourself as this, but we need supporting minds behind people. Like I'm not. I mean, I do art. I feel like I'm an artist, but that ain't like my primary thing. I'm more of a support to the people.
Right.
Somebody's in that space. They know they can write songs. They can put together. What advice would you give them? What would you say to them? Man,
so I would say stay in a place to be used. Now I have my bishop. He has this saying, but I think it was his sister, late Gwen Townsend, that said, "Stay in a place where God can use you."
Right.
And I will say, just stay in a place to be to be taught, to be trained, to carry this legacy. Because to be honest, man, music is not the same.
It's not.
And eventually you have AI out there that's writing.
Right.
They have AI artists and everything.
Yeah.
So I would say stay in a place where you can be trained, you can be taught, where you can carry on somebody's legacy. I'm carrying on Stevie, Prince, D'Angelo, Crouch, Key, all of Carlos Moody, writer. Lord, I'm available to you, and all. That's my legacy. You know, I studied them, and a lot of who I am today is because I listened to their music, their sound, how they approached it. Because when you're in that place, then you can be trained and taught, and we can do this thing the right way. Right. There's still rules to music.
There's still rules.
There's still rules to writing, to production. There's still rules to it. And if you're just in it for the money,
get out.
Yeah, get out, because it's gonna fall by the wayside.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. For one of my favorite quotes, I love quotes too. A quote from Matrix. Morpheus told Neo, you got to know. Basically, I'm paraphrasing because you got to know the rules of the game, so you can know which ones you can bend, and you can know which ones you can break.
Right.
So, but if you can't do that if you don't know, kind of what you work with. Right. Last question for you. Contact. How do we find you? We want to hire you. We need a hit record. How do we find you, man?
You can email me.
Okay.
At third, THIRD, more, MOORE, at Gmail. Third more music, THIRD, MOORE, music at gmail.com. And That's if you want to, if you want some inspiration, you can look up C. Joseph, capital I, C. Joseph III, Facebook, Twitter.
We're gonna tag you. TikTok?
TikTok, yeah.
You
I don't
TikTok?
really.
Okay.
So I'll just put like so with my 90-day spring forth devotional, I'll put like some of the pages from that on TikTok. I'm gonna try to use it a little bit more.
Yeah, man. I'm interested in TikTok.
It's
a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like it's separate from any other social media platform.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, man, listen, it's been an amazing episode, man. I'm so glad you came through.
It has been
We're going to have to
pleasure.
get you on again to finish some of this other stuff that we got talking about. But like I said, I'm glad you came through. We're going to end this by singing or performing. I'm not singing, he's singing. His hit Christmas song.
Yes, sir.
Christmas Is. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Christmas, is it snow on the ground? And what is Christmas? Is it tinsel through the town? Is it the laughter and the joy that we see on girls and boys? I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, and so much more. Christmas is a feeling deep down in your soul. Christmas is a healing that will make you whole. And Christmas is a treasure like frankincense and gold. Christmas is love and peace on earth. Love came down at Christmas, and the souls felt his birth. Love came down at Christmas, and the souls felt his worth. Love came down at Christmas with healing for all hurts. More than toys, more than trees, we needed joy and serenity. Christmas is a feeling deep down in your soul. And Christmas is a healing that will make you whole. Christmas is a treasure like frankincense and gold. Christmas is love and peace on earth. Christmas is love and peace on earth.